Everything is expensive. iPhones, almonds, even cooking oil. I'm guessing you've heard the word tariff. It's the tax at the border, but the bill lands in your pocket. So why is everything so expensive? And who exactly benefits from these tariffs? Coming back to expensive things, let's do 3 things today. 1. Understand why everything feels expensive right now. 2. Bust the myth that India is a low-tariff country. 3. Tell you what you can expect in the next 6 months. First, the why. Why does everything feel expensive? You've seen this headline before? So we have an idea of what tariff means, but not how it impacts you. A simple example helps here: edible oil. When duties increase, the MRP rises quickly. So governments sometimes cut oil duties to cool inflation. This is a new low. Since September 2023, global palm oil prices have fallen 34%, but local prices in India fell only 8%. It's because India cut import duty to shield people from high inflation. And it works. Watch. When duties were 50%, prices rose with every increase in global prices. But when duties were cut to 20%, the effect was way less. Now, this is a case of a commodity. You can analyze each product category differently. Phones, for instance. Duties on parts and devices helped grow assembly in India. Great for jobs. But flagships can stay pricey. Dry fruits and fruits. If apples and almonds become expensive, you may switch to domestic alternatives. So locally produced fruits may seem cheaper, but their price doesn't fall when almond prices crash. Why not? Because local fruit production stays steady. There's no excess supply to bring down prices. So the verdict: tariffs affect your basket price. Policy tweaks can soften the hit. Second, the myth. Why has India kept high tariffs even after economic reforms? Post-1991, India liberalized and reduced tariffs, but it did not go the whole hog. India kept higher duties on agriculture, autos, alcohol, and some consumer goods. The logic: protect farmers and MSMEs, build manufacturing, and keep revenue stable. What explains America's high tariffs now? Till 2025, U.S. average tariffs stayed very low. Then came waves of measures on metals and targeted countries like China. In 2025, new broad tariffs pushed U.S. effective rates sharply higher. That means everyday U.S. shoppers now feel price pressure too. A low-tariff country suddenly looks protectionist. In conclusion, India's simple average tariffs look high, even if applied rates on big volume items are lower. For decades, the U.S. average tariff stayed very low. Then came waves of measures on metals in targeted countries like China. In 2025, new broad tariffs pushed U.S. effective rates sharply higher. That means everyday U.S. shoppers now feel price pressure too. A low-tariff country suddenly looks protectionist. Third, the outlook. What should you expect in the next 6 months? Budget season customs, tweaks, and festive season duty changes are around the corner. Oil and fruit tariffs often move to control inflation and boost domestic demand. In August, for instance, India slashed import duty on edible oil to 20% from 50%. So the MRP falls for consumers, and the industry gets cheaper raw material. Last year, the government cut duties on apples, almonds, and walnuts ahead of Diwali. The same could happen again this year. Plus, the U.S. tariffs. Will there be more hikes or new carve-outs for allies? India hopes for the latter. New Delhi has asked Washington to exclude India from U.S. trade curbs on Chinese imports. Now, this will help Indian buyers. Now, India is negotiating several FTAs with the UK, EU, or GCC. Some items could get cheaper. The question is when. Finally, monitor plant announcements. Where are companies investing shows which tariff strategy is working. In 2016, India had 10 mobile phone factories. By 2025, it had over 20. Same with solar cells, EV components, or specialty chemicals. More factories mean a growing Make in India ecosystem and steadier supplies. Before we end, let's revisit our 3 categories: phones, fruits, and edible oil. Did you know that about 46% of your flagship phone's price is import duty plus GST? And here's another mind-bender. Locally produced almonds cost 211 rupees per kilogram. Imported ones cost 178 rupees. 33 rupees per kilogram in duties. So when you pay 211 rupees for local almonds, you're paying 33 rupees as duty. On the other hand, when you pay 178 rupees for imported almonds, 145 rupees is duty. That's a loss of 45 rupees per kilogram. What about apples? Indian apples are priced at 86 rupees per kilogram. Imported ones at 63 rupees. It's the difference 23 rupees per kilogram. And finally, a quick explicable on edible oil. If you think oil prices are controlled by global supply and demand, well, not entirely. About 60% of the price you pay for refined palm oil comes from import costs. This includes the actual cost of importing, shipping, insurance, and taxes. These costs depend on global prices, but they also depend on duties. When duties rise, the import cost rises. So does the MRP. This chart illustrates how. When duties were 50%, prices rose with every increase in global prices. But when duties were cut to 20%, the effect was way less. To sum up, tariffs can buy time, but they cannot replace productivity, quality, or scale. India's winning move is targeted protection plus faster logistics, cheaper power, and simpler rules. It's a calibrated approach. First, allow industries to grow under the Make in India program. Second, ensure smooth operations with better logistics, cheaper power, and simpler rules. This will help Indian producers compete with foreign rivals. And third, nudge supply chains to Make in India. Look at the phone value chain. Most components are still imported even from China. Why? Because assembling phones is not enough. India needs advanced components like camera sensors or chips. So India's goal must be to climb the value chain. This will require policies like pre-production linked incentive. It gives out incentives to build complex electronics or components in India. Such moves will stabilize prices and create more jobs. I hope this cleared the basics. Now tell me which product to break down next: phones, EVs, or food staples. I'll open the MRP line by line. What is tariff? What is GST? And what is margin? Subscribe for clear, India-focused explainers without the jargon.